English with Deck. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. How are you all today? How are you doing, guys? Everyone good? Nice. You're not so good? Ah, well, let's sort that out, and hopefully by the end of today's little conversation, we'll all be feeling a lot more chirpy and chippy. Chippy. Hmm. Okay. Now, today, you know, I'm sure if someone says hello, you know how to reply, right? Well, if I say hello, you say, yeah, you say hi, hello, something similar like to that. You know, I think there are many ways to say a greeting in English. Now, being from England, I am more learned about the British English greetings. However, some do definitely transfer across to American English, Aussie English, uh, New Zealand English, etc., etc. However, today I just wanted to focus on the British English variants. Now, let's go way back to when we started learning English. What did you learn? I'm going to guess it's something like, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Oh, hello there. But yeah, the truth is, native speakers, I would say, never use this in real life. In fact, depending where you live in the UK, you will use a variant of that. And you probably wouldn't say, how are you? To a degree. um, So yeah, I can definitely share my experience with some of these, and other ones I haven't really used myself. But I've got a big list in front of me here. I'm not going to talk about them all, but I've just picked out. I've cherry picked. Great little phrase there. I've cherry picked. For those of you who are not too sure, cherry picked just means picking selectively. This one, not this one, but this one. Cherry picking. Hmm. So yeah. Okay, well let's get into it. Now, a standard greeting in British English. And these work almost everywhere, other countries as well, absolutely. Well, of course we've got hello, hi, and hey. Really simple. Um and hi and hey, we are obviously a bit more casual, but yeah, they both mean hello as well. And something which is important here is usually we add something after the hi, after the hello, after the hey. For example, hi, how are you? Hey, how's it going? Or hello, how are things? And that's it. However, do be warned that unless there is a really urgent reason, there is no expectation for you to give a big monologue, a big speech after hello, how are you? A simple, oh, fine, thanks, how are you? Is sufficient. Oh, good, thanks. You? That's fine. Yeah, good. That's enough. And then the conversation moves on. Okay. So now let's talk about some everyday greetings. You'll hear things like, all right. And that's sounds like someone's asking if something's wrong, right? All right. All right. But usually we don't say all right. We say all right. And that just means hello. It's like, all right. Yeah, thanks. How are you? Yeah, mate. How are you? And that just means, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing? No problem. No issue. Just a greeting. Okay, so let's think. Another one. You all right? You all right? Of course, the proper pronunciation would be you or are you all right? But of course, we shorten it to you all right? You all right? Um, Another way of saying, hey, how are you? Just nice and short, very quick, pretty casual as well, I'd say. Now, this one is a great one. I do use a lot. How's it going? How's it going? And now we get to the part I use. How's it going, mate? Pretty casual, but it's friendly. It brings a level of togetherness to the conversation. How's it going, mate? And that simply means, hey, how are you doing, friend? That sounds so formal. Hey, how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing, mate? How's it going, mate? Okay, so this one is another one. Now, I just found this out relatively recently, but why I want to mention it is it's really common and I use it a lot. It's like, what's up? Hey, what's up, mate? Reply, ooh, not much. And that's one of those words or phrases which has come over from American English and is used very commonly in British English. Okay, now I just want to move on to informal British greetings, and today is pretty fast, but I'm sure you are having no issues so far. If you are finding it a bit fast though, feel free to slow down the audio or listen 5 more times. Okay, so my first personal favourite, hiya. It means hey, how are you? So we say, hiya, how are you? There you go. And you can hear that everywhere, especially in the Midlands, middle of the country, and the north of England. Okay, now this one is a great one. Another one is morning. Instead of saying good morning, many people from England will simply say morning. For example, morning, how are you? Morning, how are you? And just to add to the dialect, people might even drop the G, so it will become morning. Morning, how are you? Especially where I grew up, actually. Yeah. And the same can be done with afternoon and evening. You wouldn't drop afternoon, evening. On afternoon, you wouldn't drop the N, so it wouldn't become afternoon. No. Afternoon. It's like, hello, good afternoon. But you could say, evening. Oh, evening. Also means evening. Both are fine. So as with many things in English, the one letter or several can be dropped in casual contexts. Okay, so really quickly, as I am from the north of England, I figured I would just finish this off with a few Northern English greetings. So, again, I mentioned this before, it was very common to say mate. So we could say, all right, mate, how are you doing, mate? And then a conversation like that could go, all right, mate, yeah, not bad. Another really common one, which I, of course, use myself, would be, you all right, lad? Lad means a mate or friend. Very casual, very casual. Same with mate, by the way, very casual. So another one, you all right, lad? For a minute, you all right, lad? Yeah, not bad, mate. So there you go. You've used mate and lad, both very casual, very friendly. It brings the camaraderie, the level of the conversation. It makes everyone equal and friendly. Okay, another one, especially from where I'm from, which was a place called Yorkshire. People would even greet each other by saying, "Hey, now then, mate." Now then, it's just hey, how are you doing? But that's very local to my personal area of York. Well, into Yorkshire, I'd say. Okay, now there are many, many different variations of this, and we could talk for days about this. But as always, I do try to keep the episodes reasonably short. So for now, that is all we have time for. Like I said, today was a pretty fast episode. If any of you were struggling to keep up, don't worry, it's perfectly natural. These are very unique concepts and regional concepts to England. Um, so what I do suggest is listen one more time, 5 more times, 10 more times. Do whatever it takes. Okay. Well, look, I hope you all have a great day, a great evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.